What's going on, everybody? It's Achilles LBT coming at you with a brand new video, and in today's video we will be showcasing the new changes made to Kharazim. Probably my favorite support in the game, I would say. I would definitely say he's my favorite support in the game. Remember when he first came out, I was like really addicted to playing him, and it kind of ruined Kharazim's fun factor initially kind of ruined the fun factor of every other support in the game. But that's neither here nor there. What we're going to be showcasing is this brand new upgrade they made to Insight, seeing as nobody was picking it. You might recall that I was actually one of the few people showcasing it on, like, well, I don't know if I was one of the let me not say that. I was one of the few that was a believer in Insight overall. I had a video showcasing it and everything. I picked it religiously. I used to consistently out-heal like Transcendence users whenever I played against other monks in Quick Match. So now, the fact that they've actually touched up on it to make it a bit more viable, I couldn't be happier, because I did transition my my monk build to be a little more streamlined, a little more like what everybody else was doing, and I actually didn't hate it. To be brutally honest, I didn't hate it, but I love that they actually made Transcendence the kind of the new sexy, if you will. So with that being said, going over what it does now it's an active, it's a talent quest now, where essentially you need to get 100 third hits, if you will, to fully finish this quest. If you get 100, it essentially starts acting like a battle momentum, but on the monk, where all of your abilities get reduced by 1 second for every third hit that you land after you finish this quest. So not only are we getting mana back actively at all times. Oh god, that could have hurt so bad. I am actually going to tap here. Not only are we getting back mana every time we land a third hit, but at the same time, though, we're putting all of our other all of our other abilities on a pretty viable cooldown. So Zeratul just walked right past me. I did happen to notice that. It's gonna make for good times all around. Like with every ability, it's just gonna enhance everything the monk can do, and I actually think it's a good change for the monk. There are other things they can absolutely do to continue to buff him, or vary up his playstyle. But for the most part, I like what they did with the Insight change, because, like I said, I was a big fan of it when it first came out. I absolutely loved it. So I'm all for changes to Insight to make it a little more viable. The argument for people who didn't actually who weren't actually like watching the original videos or anything like that, the argument, you could say that I actually just got our boy there attacked. The argument was that you would get more healing output from the monk's W ability from Breath of Heaven. See, Zeratul still right there. You would actually get a lot more like raw healing out of Breath of Heaven than you would get out of Transcendence, and essentially that's exactly why I was able to out-heal Transcendence users consistently back when Monk first came out, because that was when his W was I guess it was tailored off evenly, but that was back when Echo of Heaven actually was pretty goddamn strong at 7, not like the way it is now, where they put a lot of that raw healing output on the front end of the heal, and they kind of nerfed the second heal, if you will. It wasn't like that at all times. That's just something that they changed over time on the monk. Before, it used to be like a very strong amount of healing both ways, and I could not find my Q right there for some reason. My hands always go a little weird on me nowadays when I play the monk. I don't know why. Like sometimes I try to palm people and it doesn't come out, or I just cannot find myself like reaching the proper key. Right there, I just could not, for some reason, I just couldn't press down that Q right there and fucking teleport back to safety. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. We are doing a good job on Soak right now, so we are at level 7. In all likelihood, going to go for the W upgrade. I haven't used any healing wards just yet. One thing that I have to be cognizant of and actually like maintain is my my stat count. I have to keep working on it. If not, I get no value out of that upgrade at level 1. So it's definitely something I need to be auto attacking as much as possible, which is actually the reverse of what I used to do when I picked Insight before. Now, what's interesting is Zagara actually has an upgrade going right now for the minions. I forgot what it's called, but and I don't actually know too much about it. But from what I've seen of other people talking about it, there is some kind of potential with that ability. So hopefully our Zag actually gets some value out of that. Updating the current stat count, we are at 31 right now. Feel like it should be a little bit higher, but again, that's more on me not remembering to like pretty much like punch and kick everything that I could possibly see. Really, you want to go crazy with this upgrade at level 1 because that's exactly how you get to the good stuff at the back end of this build. That being said, I am going to make my way down to the bottom. Just going to heal our boy here. Try to get off as many attacks as possible. Even if it's on minions, as you notice, it does not matter what you hit as long as you get that third attack off. It still counts. Now, we're going to leave a healing ward here in advance. Oh my god. Wow. That's one thing that I find a little bit weird about the monk. Whenever you need that breath of heaven, it always seems to be on a cooldown at like the most pivotal moment. Nevertheless, I suppose it's not so bad if the enemy team is killing me and not my teammates. So I guess we'll see. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not so bad if the enemy team is killing me and not my teammates. So like in the same shot, I should say. Like if they're not getting any trades, successful trades off of it, and we are, then it's not the end of the world. I am definitely a little off my game right now with the monk, a little rusty. I do want to go to that bottom lane and help out, but again, I need to get my stacks. And now at this point, we need to get 10 because the enemy team already has it. So I'm doing a better service for my team by staying in the mid lane and soaking whatever XP I can. There we go. Now we have 10. Now I have Palm.
My understanding grows.
We're at 57 stacks now, which is not bad considering we were just like wherever. I think we were in the low 30s when I updated it before. And the upgrade that I'm picking at 13 is actually going to go a long way towards helping me with these stacks as well. I am actually going to try and hit this. Stationary target will be good for these stacks. Not to mention we get a good amount of XP. Greymane is using the new Russian roulette talent, if you will. Actually marked for the kill. That's what it's called. It's Gilnean roulette at 20. Now that I think about it. What's going on with Illidan? Would have liked to have baited him in to stay right there, but it didn't really work out that well. And Chromie got taken out like nothing. I didn't even see that happen. Hey, now everybody else is dying, but I'm not. So this is not good. This is not good. Now this is the exact opposite of what I was just saying was happening before. I need less than 30 more stacks now to actually get the battle momentum. So definitely gonna try and stay on top of that. See, Zagara is actually using Nidus Network. Nidus Network actually got an interesting set of changes. Zagara overall got an interesting set of changes, like all around. I'm actually gonna try and peace out right now because I feel like everybody's coming up. Zeratul does show up at the last minute. Now I have Kerrigan with me, who's also been touched up on quite a bit. We're gonna try our best to keep her alive. Right now, I'm not gonna be able to do much to help her damage-wise, but I am trying to keep her alive. And I am still trying to get my stacks. Thankfully, we were able to put that together. That's good for momentum right there. Enemy team is about to hit 13. Thankfully, we're not too far behind on that front. I'm going to heal everybody up. Get a few more stacks out of this. We only need 15 more now, or less than at this point, so... we definitely turned it on pretty well. $11 more stacks, and then I get battle momentum. Then I can heal everybody a lot more often. And again, because I am getting mana back for every third attack, I'm going to be able to spam off all of my abilities without any kind of danger of running out. Zeratul's right there. So we are going to increase the duration of our deadly reach so that we actually get off more auto attacks. I do believe my, I do believe my healing ward is off cooldown at this point. Very close. 7 more stacks, and we do have our battle momentum, so all we got to do is stay with it. Zeratul's in the bottom lane right now, so I am going to move down there to actually help take him out. Again, we're still on that speed mode right now. I do want to finish this. I'm going to use this wall, and that will actually do it. We do have our quest completed at this point. So now, as long as we're attacking, we can spam off abilities. So at this point now, we have to transition from going from stack hunting to actually staying with our team. We could actually make a move on this. Sometimes I see that and I completely forget that Gul'dan is actually sacrificing his own health. So I kind of get a little like weirded out when I see that, and I'm like, what the hell just hit him? And then I have to like kind of like backtrack a little bit and remind myself that he's doing it to himself. There we go. Haven't had the palm just yet. We are going to palm him right there. That was good damage by Chromie right there. Thank you. The good thing is we are keeping the pressure on the enemy team here with capturing shrines, so we're keeping them on their heels right now. The only thing we have to do is avoid being wiped, essentially. Because our rotations are on point right now. They need to wipe us in order to get a legitimate shot at one of these shrines. It'll be just fine. Sacrifice his own health again. We are going to do that. There we go. Just trying to give the enemy team as hard a time as possible of taking us down. I am going to go for the other upgrade to my Deadly Reach upgrade. I actually forgot what it was called right there. Had a brain cramp for a second. Now, the reason you may ask, like, you're wondering why I went for that upgrade instead of going for, like, the healing output upgrade, is that now when I use this ability, it actually reduces the cooldown on said ability by a second for every third strike. I believe that's how it works. So the more we use it, the more often we can like use it afterwards as a result. And this is actually something good. This is something good to go for if you're going for a damage build on Monk as well. The only difference, obviously, is that you're not going to have your mana on deck the way you do with this build. Here we go. We're going to have it off a cooldown again. I'm going to put my healing ward down. I don't think Kerrigan's in real danger here, but I do want to be cognizant of it. The thing that you want to be careful about with the Monk's healing and the palms is that you don't want to heal somebody so much that it stops the enemy player from being able to like kill your target and queue up the palm itself. Because you can heal somebody by mistake, and then it completely throws off the palm attempt. And you see we've had no trouble whatsoever with our mana at all. And we're just healing people as much as possible. This is exactly why I was so excited about this change to the Monk, because it puts my style of play back into the forefront, where it's something that's credible now. Do that. Have not looked at my healing output yet. I don't think I'm going to either. I'm going to do that. Oh, that was actually a good job by Kerrigan, forcing him to burn that. There we go. I can just heal them up right through that. Hopefully they don't actually give up that shrine. Uther is another one that actually received some significant changes to his kit. I tried it out last night, and I really, really liked what they did to Uther. Definitely has the feel of a character who has more than one build now. Which is awesome. Now everything's falling into place for us. We We don't necessarily need everybody to go down there because Zagara is actually in the top lane right now. So she will be able to negate that, especially with Gul'dan's help. So we should actually be rotating here, which is exactly what we're doing. And we're going to take this out. Good attempt by Chromie right there. Also worth mentioning that I do want to stay as close to that. That's why, because Zeratul right there. So I'm going to stay by the Chromie because the Chromie is absolutely the target that Zeratul wants because she's the easiest one for him to burst down. So we're definitely going to try and do our part to make sure that does not happen to Chromie at all. Gul'dan should be okay by himself in that bottom lane. I haven't seen him in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised. Zeratul's in the top lane now. And Zag is the one who's going to get caught here. I did get the palm. There we go. Not going to be able to kill her. Kerrigan's going in on everything. Which is exactly the right play to make. I'm trying to stay with her as best as I can. I don't know how he got Chromie. Alright. No harm, no foul. We still pulled it out. Level 20. What do I want here? I've grown quite fond of Epiphany, to be brutally honest, but I don't necessarily need it if I'm actively getting back mana at all times. So I'm going to go for Peaceful Repose here so that I have a little more flexibility with my palms. Alright. So we will have 2 enemy players here to actually contest. Not necessarily worried about dying here either. Thankfully, though, it wouldn't come to that because our teammate actually got the dragon. And we're just going to keep auto-attacking. Oh, God, that hurts. Thankfully, that shit ran out of ammo. I really, 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 really like this. Same time, we don't want to be crazy. That's not happening. Oh, God. We're trying our best. They actually do take 2 of us out that time. Man, they just made some serious plays right there. It's too bad you can't use Palm more than once in that short amount of time. That would be ridiculously unfair. What is this all about? I feel like this has been happening this whole time. That's got to be something relative to like the new Zag build. 'Cause those things have been like lurking. So far, it seems like Blizzard is happy with like the new direction they have for Zag, but so far I've been seeing people say a lot of negative things about it. Like a lot of people are complaining, saying it feels too weird. I honestly wouldn't know because I'm not a hardcore Zag user like that, so I can't speak on like what's good for the character and what's not. But I would be interested to hear like anybody else's feedback on it, if they think the new Zag is actually good or if it's bad, because I've been hearing a lot of negative feedback on it, and it's not what they intended when they made the changes they did. If you read the patch notes, they sounded very, very excited about the new direction. It's just that people are, I think, so far, are having a little bit of trouble like making the adjustment to the new direction. So definitely, I'd be interested in hearing some feedback from other actual Zag users. All right, so I am going to demount here. Again, I do not hesitate to heal like my teammates, even if it's like just to make sure they have full health. I don't care. That's a preemptive one right there. Completely missed my designated target. We're gonna do this. Chromie's gonna be just fine. So right now my priorities, until Kerrigan shows up, my priorities are keeping Chromie and Gul'dan alive. Because those appear to be the clear-cut targets for Zeratul and Illidan. Or myself. Alright, we can just do that. And this is exactly why I chose Peaceful Repose. Oh god! Ugh. I wanted that 5-second cooldown so bad, but I think I missed my click. I don't know. Enemy team is starting to make some plays here, though, so we do have to be worried about that. It's worth mentioning that clearly the Chromie went for more damage at 13 rather than the best escape in the game, which is nothing wrong with that. But it would come in handy in certain spots where she has nobody to kind of help her out. So much creep all over the map too. Kerrigan has to go big here. Just try her best not to die. She could get Uther to burn his ult again like she did last time, but would it really be like that worth it? I don't know. I think she should leave it. Oh, she almost gets the kill, keeps going after it and gets killed. That's why we pinged retreat. We definitely could have used her on defense here rather than what she did, but it is what it is. She made the call. It almost worked. So like I said, it is what it is. Here you're clearly seeing the benefit of me actually going out of my way to get that quest done when I did, because it's been helping me keep my healing situation on, like in top shape ever since. It's just I have to be careful with my positioning now because the enemy team has shown that they can actually take me down if they really need to. I'm going to anticipate the burst there. Did not happen. I'm going to put down a healing ward. Fortunately, I was not able to save them. Oh, God. I do save myself momentarily, but then I get bursted down again. Enemy team's focus is just way too strong right now. And you definitely see where we were kind of missing Kerrigan right there. As long as she doesn't die again, I think we're fine. Gul'dan might be like attempting to bait her right now, which could actually end up being a bad time for Zag, because this fort right here is going to go down. Yep, and they're both going to get taken out.
Our enemy thinks us conquered. Reveal their error.
A lot of unnecessary chasing and engagements going down right now. And the enemy team's taking full advantage. This is even if we get another shot at this. Which 2 teammates just spawned up, so that should be enough to get them to run away. Because I'm about to come up as well. Don't want to go crazy here because I do not think that we could finish that kill on Illidan if we chase it. Might be saying like, oh, but his health was so low, but oh god, I could not get her in time. And apparently I couldn't palm myself either. Burst is just too high right now. It's just way too high. And the enemy team is just doing an outstanding job of focusing targets. Chromie just got deleted, like straight up and down. Like she was just straight up deleted. I could have did a better job of trying to palm her right there for sure. But who knows what would have happened if I pulled it off. Looks like the enemy team is definitely going to get away with a win here, which is unfortunate. Definitely don't like uploading videos where we showcase a loss. But at the end of the day, the point was to showcase the new monk, the new build, and I think that actually went very well. Like we had a collapse at the end of the game, that's one thing, but that's nothing that had anything to do with the monk and like the new changes they made to Insight. I really, really, really hope there's like nobody out there that'll watch a video like this and be like, oh, well, you would have won if you had Transcendence. Please, stop. Had nothing to do with it. So, Looking at how we did, I almost looked at this and my heart almost sank because I thought that was how much healing I did. Looking over here, this is a little bit closer to what we did. Not as high as I would have wanted it. And I was about to say that it's because I didn't have a good palm game, but that's not necessarily true because I did have like at least 3, maybe 4 in close situations that I got off. So it definitely wasn't a lack of palms. I do think this is a good start. I think this is a good change for Kharazim. I like it. It's fun to use too. That also has to factor into some of this. Sometimes a boring build is better than a fun build, but I think this is actually very good all around. It's fun. It's fun to use. It's viable. It has good merit. It's just the point of putting the fights together a little better, which myself and my teammates, we weren't able to do in the back end of that game. So going over the build really quickly. At level 1, this was the change they made to Insight. Every third basic attack restores 14 mana and grants a stack of Insight. Once you have 100 stacks of Insight, every third attack also reduces the cooldown of all your basic abilities by 1 second. At level 4, I always choose to go for the healing ward to add an extra little safety net, if you will. It's not the greatest amount of healing, but it's surprisingly effective in certain spots. Level 7, I went for Echo of Heaven. Breath of Heaven heals a second time, 2 seconds later for 35% of the original healing amount. I believe when this first came out, it was actually 50% of the original healing amount. So it was very, 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 very strong. At level 10, I went for a Divine Palm. You protect an allied hero from death, causing them to be healed for 1141 if they take fatal damage in the next 3 seconds. This is actually, the 1141 you see is actually how much healing it was doing at the end of the game. That's not how much it's going to say if you actually look at this talent at the start of a game or before you even play. That number is going to be drastically lower. So don't be fooled by that number. That's just what it was. That's the output it was doing at the end of the game. At the level we were at level 20, we were at level 23. So that's how much healing you get out of it at level 23. At 13, we went for Fist of Fury. It increases deadly reach's duration by 50%, so you attack a lot more. Again, that's directly tied to that level 1 choice, as is Blazing Fist, where every third basic attack reduces the cooldown of deadly reach by 1 second. So essentially, as long as you're fighting, it sounds similar to the premise of Transcendence. As long as you're kicking and punching stuff, you're doing healing. It's the same exact premise, but if you do it with Insight instead of Transcendence, you never go out of mana. So you have mana on deck for your heroics. You have mana on deck for like offensive maneuvers. You just have mana on deck to do whatever it is you need to do. So that's why I think this has potential to be a little bit better down the road than the Transcendence heavy build. At level 20, I personally went for Peaceful Repose because I wanted that Divine Palm's cooldown is set to 5 seconds if the hero does not die. I wanted that safety net in case the palm didn't actually go off the way it was supposed to, which you saw there were some scenarios where it did, but the follow-up palm game was not very strong on my part for whatever reason, so that's where we actually kind of failed and fell off. That, like, after we hit 20 is when you started to see, like, a drop-off in our productivity as a team. So, again, that's more on me, not so much on the talent. I actually like Epiphany, but I didn't think there was I didn't really see the need to go for Epiphany. I like the charges coming back off of Epiphany, but another reason to pick Epiphany is if you don't have Insight at level 1 because it gives you back a good portion of your mana, which was absolutely not in any danger the entire game. I didn't have to recall the whole game, pretty much. I didn't have to recall the whole game because of mana issues. So that should actually show the viability of this new change. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I like the change. To sum it up, I do like this change to Monk. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's just something that I need a little more practice with. I need to get back into playing him. I was playing him on a regular basis back when he first came out. On my regular account, you see we're on the PTR right now, so you might see level 4 and be like, oh, this guy's full of shit. But clearly I'm rocking a master skin right here, so I did put in my time with him on my main account. So, believe me when I'm telling you these things. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, I appreciate the support. Gonna have a brand new video for you tomorrow. Again, I'm trying my best now to put the effort through. I mean, you might say that's a little retarded if you look at how many videos this channel has. This video has over 500 videos already uploaded, so you may think me saying there was no effort before is a little stupid. But at the same time, that's just how I feel. I'm going to actually be making the effort to put the videos out on a regular basis now. So hopefully it's something that you on your end could appreciate and get behind. As always, I appreciate the support. This is Achilles LBT. As always, that's Achilles with the Z. Remember it.